Hello, everyone, and welcome to twitch.tv/The Onyx Path, where we are about to embark on session one of Aberrant Vigilance. Last session, we got together and we built our characters. We established a bit of our backstory and vibe. But today we're going to dive into it. But before we get too far into this, I want to remind everyone that right now, the current Kickstarter, as you can tell, I'm trying to type and talk at the same time, and I'm no good at it. I don't know why I do that. Is the Sidereal's Kickstarter for Exalted 3rd Edition. It's an opportunity to bring the Sidereals into the 3rd Edition framework, give them their fat splat book, as we say. It funded in something like 9 minutes, and it is well into stretch goals at this point. So if you've not yet hopped over there and given that a look, I highly recommend it. Get on board, get yourself some of those amazing stretch goals, and get a look at the manuscript. Lots of cool stuff going on in there. Also, it is the 10th anniversary of Onyx Path Publishing. Onyx Path Publishing has been at it for 10 years, and to celebrate, we have spent each month this year sort of highlighting a different game. This month's game is Trinity Continuum. Second edition is currently the sale for about the next week. And then we will be flipping the script to put some first edition stuff on offer. So I'm going to throw that drive-through link. That'll take you... the link in the chat right now will take you to the Trinity Continuum catalog at the drive-thru store. You'll see several PDFs in there are 90% off. I think you can get the entirety of the setting for like $12 or something along those lines. It's very affordable. So if you're watching this and you've not tried out Trinity Continuum yet, and you're like, oh, I want to play an Aberrant, go snatch it up. I think you can get the core and Aberrant for $3.50. So there's no reason not to. Speaking of, the last Friday of every month, we, in partnership with Start Playing Games, we have an Onyx Path game night. We coordinate games through our Discord. There's a lot of information over there on that. And we are highly encouraging you to go pick up those Trinity books and then run something or play something in our game night. We would love to see you there. Before we dive into play, I will give our folks here a chance to introduce themselves. I am Travis. My pronouns are he, they, and when I'm not running games, I'm writing them. Kelly, if you could please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, anything you would care to promote.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Kelly Clark. I am a writer-performer and host of Dork Tales, which is an actual play channel you can find on Twitch, YouTube, and wherever podcasts are sold or distributed illegally by men in trench coats. I am today playing Richard Regis, also known as the Sovereign, who is a walking metaphor for an erection. I'm very excited to... It's not even a metaphor, really. Like, He's very soft and flaccid, then gets real hard when it's action time, and sometimes inappropriately. I can't wait till he just can't do it one day and gets real self-conscious. Because you know what?
That happens to everyone. It's totally normal.
Every Nova, one out of three Norvas. Yeah, talk your character. I have eruption dysfunction.
Take your Quantagra. You'll
Quantagra. Oh my God! I'm gonna make that in Photoshop during game right now.
If you experience maxing out for more than 4 hours, you need to go to the nearest Rashad center.
Last night we just premiered on Dork Tales the first episode, or the zero session of Dragonlance, Shadows of the Dragon Queen, the new module from Wizards, which is a throwback to Kryn, which is just amazing.
I know I probably shouldn't say this on this channel, but I fucking love Dragonlance so much.
It's Star Wars for even nerdier nerds. right?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it's so good. But if you like World of Darkness, Onyx Path products, you can't go wrong with something that Onyx Path has manifested by sheer will, and that is Mage the Victorian Age, which you can catch on Dork Tales this Saturday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, or you can check the back catalog on YouTube. It is one of I'm just going to go by viewer reactions, as and my own. It's one of the best actual plays you'll ever watch. It's really amazing. The characters are wonderful, and I do an okay job. So you should go watch it.
You do great. You do great. It's one of my favorite ones so far too.
It's so, but I can't say that, right? Like you can't be like, "Well, I'm the best." Damn. Episode 1 is one of the
pretty heckin' great.
Episode 1 has 3 pages of musical cues in my notes alone. Like episode 1 was so meticulously plotted. I wish I had that focus for every episode. Go watch it. That's all I gotta say.
I will remind you that from noon Eastern until 3 Eastern on Thursdays for the next several weeks, you are a member of the Teragen, and we do not do false modesty here.
Oh shit, you're right.
That's true. That's true. You are the best.
I got a message from our mutual friend Simon,
Yes,
who is running a mage game on Onyx Path, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't watched your mage game yet. I wonder how you do gender roles." I blow them up. It's great. It's so good.
With dynamite.
It's an all-female Victorian age cast, folks. Go watch it. They've burned down London twice already. Every time I'm like,
tradition.
I am shocked.
It's
like,
well, I mean, Jen's in the game, so
yeah.
Oh, but go watch it. It's great. It's good. It's good catharsis. And I'm done.
excellent. And then that brings us to Millie. Pretty pleased with Sugar on top.
Hi, I should probably introduce myself as well. Hello. I am Millie and or Bunny Hearted. My hoedown pronouns are she and her or they and them. Typically, what I do is I hang out over on twitch.tv/Bunny Hearted doing cozy, weird nonsense in VR spaces and ASMR stuff. But I'm also a massive nerd. Case in point, I can do the live long and prosper thing. It's like my proudest ability. This is my number one skill. Absolutely. Right now I'm being shown up. Oh no, I have no skills. Oh no.
But how will you pay the bills?
But also, I've been playing tabletop games for how long have I known you, Kelly?
Can't imagine why I learned.
A decade at this point.
Why?
I really love them. I love this kind of spaces. I love so much of the stuff that Onyx Path has really taken up. And I'm really excited and delighted to be over here. I don't really have any cool and exciting things to do. I just unveiled a festive outfit as is VTuber tradition. I've got an all of VTubers D&D game in the works that's hopefully coming out sometime early next year. We'll see. So much scheming still to do on that one. And I love you all. Thank you for coming to Bob By. I'm really excited for this game. I'm playing Nixie Moonlight and or Celine Swarovski, who is basically like a kind of bitter veteran magical girl. Very themed around totally not darkness. It's definitely moonlight. Don't worry about it. It's strongly connected to our unfortunately not here characters. So I cannot wait until she's here too.
Yes, until the arrival and we can unite them. But everyone has to start. Exactly. But everyone has to start somewhere. And today our tale is going to start in the fine city of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
I make a joke about my tail starting behind me, but okay.
They often do that as well. So to give you a little bit of background on current events in Minneapolis, Minnesota, there is no Nova Municipal Defender in Minneapolis. In fact,
it's too many for that. There's only one in Megapolis.
There has recently been a proposal made to the city by an executive from a company known as Wonder Corp. Wonder Corp is kind of one of those mega corporations that makes everything from bubblegum to nuclear warheads. And their current pitch is to not only step away from this trend of employing Novas as municipal defenders, but for the city to license a new battle suit that the WonderCorp CEO has designed and produced that they're calling the Law Officer suit. There was a recent press conference that showed off some of the capabilities. They didn't want to show everything to the public because some of it's still under wraps. But it's able to be programmed to a specific user. It's able to enhance that user's physical capabilities, enhance their survivability in harsh environments, enhance their ability to safely and accurately target weapon systems, and is able to, through patented WonderCorp technology, detect the presence of quantum flux, allowing them to accurately track down any Nova ne'er-do-wells. As you might imagine, there have been some thoughts about this presentation since it became public. Tensions are a little high in Minneapolis. You have some of the less savory anti-Nova elements. People's Protection Militia have been protesting in support of this law being, or this contract being given to WonderCorp. Whereas there's been a little bit of pro-Teragen activity that all seems to be, at least so far, either Terrats that are trying to fly under the radar, or Terrats who are, or baselines who are sympathetic to the Teragen cause, of which there are many. So we're talking about things like vandalism. We're talking about things like, spray painting the null symbol on the police station at 2 a.m. Things along those lines. Nothing violent or untoward has occurred as of yet. Yesterday, in what came as a shock to all parties concerned, there was an earthquake in Minneapolis. Nothing major, like a 3.5 on the Richter. Enough to rattle a few light fixtures and give everyone a good scare. As of yet, there's been no official news release as to what the cause of that earthquake was. As far as anyone knows, there's not a fault line under there. So there's some confusion as to what may be causing it. When asked if Team Tomorrow would be doing some investigating, or if Project Utopia was going to become involved, Project Utopia spokesperson stated that given the political climate in Minneapolis right now, they're going to stay in a hands-off position until such time as they're either invited in by the city or lives are at stake. So given that information on a Thursday morning in 2028, what would you two like to be doing?
Thursday morning? Sorry, go ahead.
This is why people should live on the moon, obviously. This sucks. So vulnerable to earthquakes. Ugh, can't believe I was even here for this.
Kind of going around like tightening your light fixtures and sweeping up the couple of picture frames that got knocked over.
I think Richard's working. I think he's at his day job.
Excellent. What is Richard's day job?
So Richard failed out of law school and got a job working for one of these big corporations, a dealer's choice, as a title inspector. So it is his job to work for mega corporations, inspect titles of houses and other things that can be screwed over for loopholes for developments.
Excellent.
So evicting people and taking their homes and ruining small businesses is what he does for a living.
You're going to be working for our Pursuit Investment Banking.
Our Pursuit or
That sounds
Pursuit?
good.
Pursuit Investment Banking.
Oh, that's a fun
Pibb.
concept. I wonder
I'm
if we
Mr.
actually have some overlap in the places that we work then outside of just Teragen activities. Because Nix's day job is being, one of those nebulous efficiency consultants who comes into workplaces and is like, so what exactly do you do here? And figuring out who can be quote unquote eliminated to save the bottom line a little bit for efficiency reasons.
Are you sure we're not technocrats?
We might be.
Yeah, I mean, you might be
Travis,
in
you're
your,
running a technocracy game now.
you might be in your, hold on. You might be, you might be in your day jobs, technocrats by day, superheroes by night. So you are, coincidentally, you both have work on the same block on this Thursday. In the same building, in fact, though not directly related to one another. There's the Pursuit Investment Banking skyscraper has a number of various concerns within it. Other companies that lease out entire floors, things like that. And you, Nixie, or in your, is it Celine? Was that what you had settled on?
Celine, yeah.
Celine. So Celine is at the Chewable Candy Corporation headquarters.
As opposed to non-chewable candy, that corporation was doomed. I'm glad this one took their spot.
It's the Suckable Candy Corporation. That's
I mean, that place was interesting.
kind of hot, actually.
Yeah.
They had some marketing problems, but or solutions, But you're at the Chewable Candy Corporation office, meeting with some of the sort of mid-tier executives. You've been brought in to trim the fat. Chewable is not doing great this year. They tried a new formula that they had hired a Nova consultant to produce, that the Nova consultant has stated is objectively better tasting than any other chocolate substitute. Unfortunately, in order to experience the true breadth of its taste, research has shown that you actually need to have Nova level senses. Otherwise, it just kind of tastes like dry chocolate. So all of the executives that were involved in this decision have been sort of brought up to state their case as to why they shouldn't be thrown to the wolves, as it were.
Well, as the wolves, I'm here for this.
Excellent. And whilst that is going on, 10 floors up, Richard, your job is to go out to these properties and do on-site assessments. Is that correct?
Sure. Probably. He does a lot of back work and probably does on-site assessments as well.
Your boss comes in, has a binder that looks like stuffed to overflowing. He tosses it on your desk and says, we have a last minute sudden problem here. We've had all of these properties have in the last 24 hours filed some sort of earthquake damage to their insurance claims. We have been contracted out by Connor's Loss Management to go through and verify that all of their paperwork is in order. Basically, we're the first line of defense because the insurance people don't want to explain to these people how active God works. So I'm unfortunately going to need to sequester you for a few days to do some especially frustrating bureaucracy. My deepest apologies.
Of course, I wouldn't mind doing that. Uh, what's the deadline?
We need
Besides
all
ASAP?
we need all that done no later than Friday at COB.
Oh, well, I guess I guess I better get to work.
I suppose so. If I were you, I had Nancy in accounting take the liberty of placing those in order of their distance from the office. So if I were you, I'd get out visiting.
Um, yes, sir.
He walks out.
Fuck!
I love Richard. Adorable.
Where would you like to go from there, Richard?
I guess we start at the beginning. Go to the first one there. So it's furthest to closest.
They're closest to furthest. So
Okay.
so if you went and say hopped in the car, it's almost like road mapped out for you.
All right, let's do it. Let's hop into his Yaris, probably, and let's do it. No offense to Yaris's, they're fun to drive, but
You step out of the 34th floor office and get into an elevator.
the elevator, hopefully.
I'll get back to you. So on the 24th floor at the Chewables candy office, Celine, you're sitting across from a rather sweaty, very clearly nervous executive.
Sweat does not mix well with candy flavors. Calm yourself.
He says, I take the productivity reports from production and I give them to accounting.
So what you're telling me is that you could be an email.
This meeting could be an email. And
No, I couldn't quite get these daggers across in text. Stare angrily.
and no sooner does he say that, I need you to go ahead and roll, keeping in full mind that you are currently dormed down, correct?
Yeah.
I need you to give me a, let's say, we'll go with, how do I want to frame it?
You fly.
Let's go with a athletics or
Oh dear.
or survival, whichever you would prefer to rely on.
Am I adding an attribute to that, or
An attribute of your choice. How would
right.
and what you're trying to? This is about a reaction to a sudden shift around
Probably
you.
just dexterity then.
Excellent.
So, okay, this is my first ever dice roll in this entire system. I believe I have figured it out from attempting to look this up online. So I roll the number of d10s equal to that stat pool, right?
Correct. And
How our
because
success is determined.
so you are presently dormed down. So while you are dormed down, your target number is 8.
Okay, that's what I thought. I have 2.
Excellent. The entire building shifts, and the person that you are interviewing is thrown to the ground. You're thrown out of your chair, but like kind of stand up with the force of it as the chair crashes to the ground behind you. You
That's
then
not
hear a very loud creaking and screeching noise as of something metal bending beyond its designed shape. And with that, what would Richard like to rely on to steady himself while this elevator drops 10 floors all of a sudden and then slams into the emergency brakes.
I think it's going to be probably stamina and integrity or something like that.
Excellent. I can live with that. Yeah, integrity, stamina. Sure.
It's like only 4 dice, but like let's do it.
It's the keeping your shit and the having the physical oomph to. Excellent.
I got a 1.
Excellent. You got 1 success, not a 1.
1 success. No, I did not botch. This is not the third episode of my They Came From game where they botched 5 times in a single scene, including while disarming a bomb.
So you're sort of slammed into the wall, and you take a bruise. You are bruised on your face as you're smacked in. As you smack into the sort of button, the control buttons bounce off your nose. A little bit of blood starts running out, and the elevator comes to a sudden stop.
What the fuck? I'll press the call button. Beep.
Nothing.
I'll press it harder.
Nothing.
Hello?
Nothing. What would Celine like to do at this point as the interviewee starts getting up like, oh my God, are you okay?
She's going to help him up and say, well, I can't decide if you're lucky or not. And then go dashing out to look out a window and see what the heck is happening.
As you look out the window, you can see any building that's over a certain height sways a little bit in the wind. They're designed to safely. You most of the time don't notice it. You see the skyline swaying.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
He says,
He's gonna sprint out of the room.
Go ahead, I already did.
Understandable. You're a lucky man, person's name. Not fired yet. You're just sideways. And then let's go do some transforming because she's got to go take a look at this.
Excellent. Where would you like to go to transform?
Bathroom sounds pretty good as long as it's empty.
Awesome. You dash out and round the corner, headed towards the bathroom. As you're going toward the bathroom, you see just past the bathrooms are the elevators, and you can see the elevator door is buckled inward, and there's like a piece of. It looks for all the world like somehow the elevator got twisted around in there. And like a piece of the elevator is sticking out through the doors.
Just stare awkwardly at it for like a couple seconds. Probably fine. Let's go transform.
Excellent. You
unless I hear someone complaining with a nasally voice from inside there. I'm sure they're fine.
Well, what is Richard doing in the elevator at this point?
Are there still like aftershocks? Is it still like shaking around and like?
At the moment, no.
Okay.
I like the at the moment.
You feel like you have a firm place to stand at the moment.
Okay. All right. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Just take a breath. Okay. Everything's going to be fine. He's just trying to steady himself. He thinks that he's going to get rescued at this point.
Okay.
There's no need to risk his job at this point.
Excellent. You start sort of calming yourself. Everything's gonna be fine. Wiping the blood off your nose. Celine, you dive into the bathroom, and miraculously, it does appear to be empty. At the moment, it seems like the people that you passed as you're getting in here, many of them were sort of looky-looing out the window because you see like one person had the wherewithal to get under their desk. Everybody else is like, what?
Nah, sensible you.
So you hop in and find the bathroom's relatively empty.
Well, that sounds good. Let's do a little magical girl transformation in here.
Excellent. You choose to transform. Please tell us what an observer who does not happen to be in the room might see as this
You could fly on
transformation
the
takes
bathroom
place.
wall. I feel it's going to be very classic a magical girl transformation. It's going to take like the pins out of her hair, and it's all going to come down in a big dramatic flow, revealing that there's like tinges of silver in her black hair. Her business suit is just sort of going to disappear into nothingness as ribbons come out of the sky around her and form a corset and massive boots and just a ridiculous outfit. I do think she needs like a tuxedo mask. Like she's got to have that mask going across her face, which completely covers her identity. No one would ever know.
Yes.
Absolutely. Maybe with some nice like frilly ribbons, definitely like a choker with a little bow on it. Yeah.
Excellent. As the costume comes into place and you feel the power swell within you, tell me, do you have any mental mega attributes?
Nope, only physical ones.
Excellent. Okay.
Kim's the brains of the operation, and she's not here.
In that case, you complete this transformation. You have like this grand moment of finally unlocking your true form. And as soon as that, there's just like a pregnant pause, a slight beat. And then once again, the building rattles. Are you capable of flight?
Teleportation.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm going to need you to make either an athletics or a survival check once again to see if you are flung to the ground.
Good. Let's do some athletics.
Now, as you have are no longer dormed down, your target number is 7.
Okay, awesome. And mega dexterity doesn't just add to dexterity on this, does it?
So the way that this works is you are experiencing, you're able to exert scale.
Oh, because it lowers complications on a dexterity thing per dot or difficulty if there's no complications, right?
Correct. But it also, because we are effectively in a narrative, we're effectively in a dramatic scene, I should say. You're not going one-on-one opposed to another person. Your scale acts as multipliers based on the number of successes you get.
Well,
Oh, damn.
Let's see. Oh gosh, I have all of 1. I somehow
What's
rolled
your mega
worse with it. I mean, my mega dex only adds 1 to it. I didn't add a dice for it anyways.
You got 1 success though?
I do have 1 success, yeah.
And your mega dex is at what rating?
It is at 1 rating.
1 rating? Okay. Excellent. So you are able to avoid any injury because that translates to 3 successes.
Nice.
So you steady yourself real quick and realize that was a bigger shake than the last time. The windows, or the not the windows, but the mirror in the bathroom is cracked. One of the stall doors sort of falls off of one of the hinges. It's getting worse.
Well, that's not good. I think now she's going to start thinking about people trapped in an elevator and go ahead in that direction, just in case. Maybe for plausible deniability, she'll like peek out the door and then teleport to the other side of the room and just be like, "I have arrived through the window. Goodness, what's happening here, citizens?"
You may do so, absolutely.
Let's do that.
Make sure you spend the quantum points for your teleportation.
Okay, sounds good.
And then you bop over to the other side. As soon as you appear, like, people are almost rushing toward you for help. Like, oh, the building's gonna come down. Look over there at the bridge. They point at a bridge, and you see like, the bridge is kind of doing a bit of that. Bridge looks like it's rolling at the club at the moment.
Gonna do a big dramatic pose and she's gonna say something really wise and just say, "That seems bad."
I need my VTuber model. That look was so good.
Yep. Yeah, that definitely looks bad, but it's bad up here too. Can you get us out of here?
Working on it. Who's in the elevator? Gonna go take a look over there.
You start making your way to the elevator. Why don't Richard? Why don't you give me another roll as the elevator shakes again?
It shakes again. Actually, what are 10s exploding or 2 in this
10s
system?
are exploding. They blow up.
Okay. That's 2 successes.
Excellent. This time you like put your hands across the corner and like steady yourself as the whole thing shakes. And you both hear a horrendous crunch come from the elevator. Obviously, Richard, you hear this much louder as one of the emergency brakes of the elevator punches up through the floor.
Oh, fuck this. So the door's right in front of him.
Yes.
I think that like Richard kind of looks like he kind of looks like a shaved Zach. Well, actually, Zach Galifianakis is kind of handsome, but like a shaved. Actually, you know, he's not bad looking. Kind of like that. Like probably was like pudgy fit, like fat fit,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Glasses. And just kind of dressed like an amateur lawyer. He's gonna transform and go, I'm the king of the world, and is gonna punch through the door. And so it's gonna be like a shot of this guy going, ah, and then like a big fist coming through the other side.
So as you reach the elevator doors, you hear, I'm the king of the world from inside.
Oh, no.
Perfectly well aware of what that means, I would assume, correct? So you stop in time as the fist busts through the elevator door.
I think this is my stop. He does have the vocal alteration
Nice.
transmutation, so
Oh, amazing.
this is my stop.
I'm going to go ahead and give you a point of momentum for that because it was
Woo!
hilarious. All right. So you have 3 in your momentum pool right now.
Nice.
The baselines are starting to sort of crowd around, looking to you for help. What's going
Hey,
on?
everybody, what's shaking?
Oh, no, it's not the time for puns, sir. The whole building's shaking.
Always time for puns.
The whole city's shaking. One of them points out the window at the bridge.
Well, Nixie,
We'll do what we can.
let's get to the bottom of this.
We should start here at the top before everyone falls down. Speaking of preventing people from falling down, abilities question.
Yes.
So I have environmental anima with 4 points in it. A bunch of those points are non-terra, which includes manipulating gravity to some degree.
Yes.
It's a little bit vague on how exactly that works, but it looks like I've got a good chunk of range on it. Could I just like make the top of this building hover for a little bit? Do some evacuation or stabilize?
You could attempt to stabilize it. This skyscraper is a size 5 building.
Right.
So
I
you
can't do that.
So you can try it. You're just operating at a lower scale. So
Let's try that.
what's your powers rating?
4.
Okay. And do you have the might tag attached to it at all?
For environmental anima, I have. Oh, I can't really read one of these. Hang on. I have to pull up the actual thing. It's super tiny in my PDF.
It does get tiny on the sheet, yeah.
It's all shrink. It's like, what about the smallest text? The smallest text for bunnies.
Text.
Okay, so I have continuous, I have 2 non-terrestrial, and I have variable.
Okay, so from a might perspective, you just would not be able to exert enough scale to hold the building up.
That's fair enough. Can I hold people up, though?
You can hold people up. And in fact, because you're sort of controlling this moonlight, you could do such things as construct what would effectively amount to like an evacuation slide.
Let's do one of those.
Okay, excellent. You're going to need to open a window.
What? I don't think I need to open a window. Sovereign, make me a window.
Bang, you're a window.
Sovereign!
Be careful, everyone. This is going to suck. Due to air pressure, and it's a thing.
Excellent. You're going to break out a window. What is your might scale?
My might scale is I have mega might 3.
Oh, yeah. Shattering a
And
window.
I've got mega lifting. Damn.
Shattering
mega
a window
crushing, and then I switched it.
Still not a problem for you at might 3. You easily punch a hole out the window, and some loose papers get pulled out. And as you crack this window, you realize just how bad the building is actually swaying. Like this is much different than the little shaker that hit before, and it feels like they're happening closer together and getting stronger. You're able to, if you want to spend the quantum points, Nixie, to create effectively a evacuation slide. Just spend the quantum to activate the power.
That's only one quantum point then, right?
It is there should the cost should be listed at elemental anima, whatever it lists there for the cost.
Yeah, so it just says one.
Yep,
Because
just
the
one
one
point.
thing that I'm actually not sure of is how many quantum points I have.
Oh, if you look at your
what's the-
quantum trait, in the very beginning where the quantum trait is explained.
Oh, I must have completely missed it. Hang on.
There's
What's
a chart.
what's your
My
score?
quantum trait is 4.
30.
30, yeah.
I was like 2 pages away, so it was pretty easy to get there.
Okay, awesome.
So you're
We'll
still
spend
well in the
that
good.
one to do a little emergency slide.
Excellent. As you are sliding them out, they're all sort of making their way to safety. That solution seems to be working okay at this level. Do either of you have any sort of enhanced perception of any kind, or are you just operating on basic human senses?
Basic.
Pretty basic human senses.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I've got like always prepared and danger sense as edges.
Excellent. With always prepared, yeah, neither one of those are going to explicitly apply right yet, but it's good to know that you have those.
Yeah.
You can definitely see from where you're at two what look like probably humanoid shapes flying toward that bridge. You're not able to catch their point of origin, but you definitely see people flying toward the bridge.
And do they look self-powered or like they're falling from something?
No, it looks like they're self-powered. It looks like they're flying.
Well, someone's at the bridge.
Bad guys.
I don't have binoculars.
After about 30 seconds, you've managed to get everyone down that slide on this floor. You have several more floors that are going to require your attention.
Yeah.
Is the plan to sort of repeat this process throughout the building?
I think as much as we can. That's fully Nixie's plan. Yeah, it's to try to go floor to floor, evacuating everyone. Get as many
You
people
keep
out
doing
as
that.
possible.
I'll stabilize the base.
That would be amazing. No, I was
Alright,
good at
and he's
holding
gonna-
things out, Sovereign.
We're on the what floor? 32nd?
No, now you're on the 24th floor.
It's a watch the first step. It's a doozy, and he's just gonna step out.
Excellent. And you got quantum leap, right?
I've got quantum leap.
Does
yeah.
that require you to spend a point of quantum when you activate it?
Well, let me double check. I think it probably does. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't.
Awesome.
I just apply Megamight to jump distances, and each dot counts as a range band. So I jump at long range.
Yeah, you drop down onto the street. Cracks in the concrete where you land, but otherwise fine. Now, with your quantum anima in play here, Nixie, you can just step out onto that slide and move it up or down the outside of the building as you
Yeah,
so
I think that's
choose.
the plan. Let's make it like a
cool.
fun spirally slide so people get to go wee a little bit as they come down to the ground.
Well, it also helps
That
like
sounds
fight
good.
inertia, right? Like it makes it so that it's not breakneck.
It's very sensible.
I love it. That's going to be another
It's
point
science.
of momentum for you because it pleases me.
Nice.
So
I love systems where you can award people stuff just for being fun. Like that's good job, Onyx Path.
it's one of my favorite aspects as well. Once you're on the ground, are you going to try to get into the basement of the building, or are you going to try to stabilize it from ground level?
I'm gonna see. Does it look like it's starting to tip or totter on any corner?
Go ahead and give me a. We could go science. We could go humanities.
Yes. And what? Cunning?
Sure.
That's probably my best choice. Okay.
And your target numbers are now 7 because you are.
Well, that made no difference at all. 0.
You do have 4 momentum. If the group is all right with you spending some for rerolls, you may do so.
So one momentum gives me 1 extra dice, right?
Correct.
Okay. You okay with me using 1?
Go for it.
Nothing.
Excellent. So you can't really. I mean, you can see that the building is swaying. You can see that the whole block is swaying. And you do notice like crack patterns in the sidewalk a little bit. But that's really all you're able to kind of put together.
Is anyone here a structural engineer?
People start running away.
I said, is anyone a structural engineer? He's got mega presence 1. I don't know if that.
Go ahead and make a command or persuasion roll.
Oh God, yes, please. And presence?
Presence is. You're planning on using mega presence? Then yeah, presence would be there.
Yeah, it's only 10 dice.
That also increases your leadership scale to 2, though.
Ooh, okay, so that's and does it multiply my presence?
It multiplies your successes by 3. Did you have or what's your
Mega presence 1?
Yeah, so by 3.
Cool. So that's 4 successes, so 12 successes.
Excellent. You shout out, "Is anyone a structural engineer?
Is there a structural engineer here?"
You see 2 dudes look like they're probably in their 50s come running from up the road. They're both wearing like hard hats and orange vests. And they say,
Where do I need to lift to save these people?
You trying to hold the building together?
Trying to hold as much together as I can, sir.
Okay, so here's the best way to do that. If you're strong enough to hold that building, if you can get under the sub basement and kind of shake it in the opposite way it's shaken, that'll actually give us the best amount of stability until this thing is passes.
Understood. All right. Let's hope I can wiggle. And is it quicker to go to the sub-basement or just like punch through to the sub-basement?
I mean, you can punch through to the sub-basement. I suppose you don't have like mega speed, so you can't do like the Christopher Reeve,
but he could jump up and then just go boom, and just like ground himself through it.
Yeah, if you want to do that, I think that's perfectly acceptable. And
Done.
What's your Megamite, by the way?
3.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm keeping track of a certain pool that's building up over here.
Oh yeah, I love the collateral pool.
Speaking of the collateral pool, I want to remind you of something that I think just doesn't get enough use, is that you always have the chance to cut loose with your powers. Anytime you use a power, you can declare you are cutting loose. You can take an enhancement on that power up to 5. For each dot and enhancement you take in that power, you add a die to the collateral pool. So that is an option that is there for you. When the collateral pool hits 10 or some other number, depending on the circumstances, I roll the collateral pool and I buy stunts from the roll.
It works similar to Paradox, Millie, for your experience.
Well, that sounds very, very fun.
Indeed.
Well, keep an eye on how stuff goes. Maybe we will need to hold these buildings together with more than just physical strength.
But you do manage to pierce the ground and get kind of under the foundation of the building.
Right. Let's do this. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
All right. And what is your Megamite?
Megamite 3.
All right. So you're going to need to make a might and athletics roll. You will currently be at a complication of 4.
Ooh, damn.
Complication of 4, which, if unresolved, will result in probably damage to bystanders. You do have the option of maxing out your power,
Okay.
which would be
How does that work again? It's
can-
been a while since I've.
so you can spend quantum points up to your quantum score. For each quantum point you spend, you roll a die. If that die is successful, you may add a die to your quantum. You may add a die to a mega attribute of your choice. You may select a new technique for a power. I think those are the 3 main things you can do with maxing out. So,
if you want to raise your mega attribute, can it exceed your quantum on that roll if you're maxing out?
It can exceed it by up to 1. So another thing you could do if you generate sufficient successes when you're maxing out is raise your effective quantum for the turn, raise your effective mega attribute, raise your effective quantum, raise your effective mega.
I figured it was staggered like that. Okay, I'll spend 3 points of quantum.
Excellent.
And that is 4 successes.
Excellent.
On those 3.
And did any of the dice that you used
so it was 7, 10, 8, 8.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Excellent. So 4 successes. How would you like to spend those?
Megamite, quantum, megamite. Is there another technique under, or is it technique or
lifter would be what you'd be looking for? Mega lifter, which you can also buy.
I think I already have mega lifter. Yeah, I've already got mega lifting.
All right, so you can spend quantum to up your effective scale through that as well. When lifting an object, this would apply.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do quantum might.
Excellent.
Okay, and I guess time to do the lifting roll.
Oh, and you do take a point of flux for maxing out.
Okay, sounds good. I'm really glad I did that though, because I only got 1 success on the actual roll.
Okay.
Oh,
but I have Megamite 5.
Right, your Megamite is now a 5, so you're now operating on the same scale as the size of the building. So you're rolling it along, and as you are moving it, you sort of realize by the way that the energy is sort of passing through you, like you can clearly tell that this is coming from the west end of town. It's originating from a western direction. Kind of the way it's penduluming a little bit.
Okay.
But you are able to sort of to effectively stabilize the building, which we'll go ahead and treat that as an enhancement of 1 should Nixie run into any sort of difficulties in those evacuations.
Is the bridge to the west?
The bridge is to the west.
Okay, cool.
Nixie, as you're pulling people out, what are you going to use to break these windows as you're moving floor to floor?
Well, punching them probably won't work great. She's not exactly the strongest. She might try that. But worst case, I guess maybe some sort of quantum attack.
Sure.
Just to blast a huge chunk of the wall open. I guess one question though, while she's out here sort of surfing on a giant spinny slide made out of hardened moonlight, are other buildings also collapsing, or is this the only one that seems to be like in this level of dire straits?
This is the second tallest building in Minneapolis at this point. The only taller building is the Wonder Court building, which seems to, as near as you can tell, not be suffering any major ill effects. You can see it swaying, but there doesn't appear to be a distress to it.
Damage
almost as if it was designed to do so.
Very mysterious. Well, that's a problem for future Nixie. So let's blast a whole chunk of the side of this building open and start sliding people down.
Excellent. What is the range on your quantum attack?
It is short.
Okay, so a couple things that you can consider doing. You can just use that, and that would probably let you blast, I'd say, probably 3 floors at a time of windows. If you wanted to max out your power, you could conceivably extend the range.
I feel like some precision might be good to avoid accidentally vaporizing people who are looking out the window. This also has the brutal tag. Trying not to melt too many cute, adorable puppy civilians is probably a good idea.
That is probably a good idea. So avoiding maxing out is also probably advisable. You start the process of working your way up, and you're able to get the top 12 floors clear by the time the rocking sort of gets to a manageable level.
Okay. Hopefully the floors below us have just been evacuating.
I mean, people have been running out of the building the entire time.
Fingers crossed.
So as the swaying starts moving to a more gentle sort of motion down in the basement, Sovereign, you realize that the strain is starting to get a little harder as the maxing out is wearing off. You can still pump points into Mega Lifter, but you quickly surmise that if you move, this thing's probably going to come down.
All right. I can't stabilize this for long. And I'm in the sub-basement. Take a big breath and yell, Nixie, you better hurry. This thing can't stay up forever.
You hear that echoing out of the hole in the sidewalk in front of the building as you bring down the last group of higher floor evacuees.
Doesn't he have a cell phone? Cripes. Gonna text back. Well, good timing then. I'm somewhere above you.
Your
like
phone,
a mole man.
Your phone goes off as you're holding up a building with both hands. Like,
Alpha, read text. I'm pretty sure that like what's the equivalent of Alexa in this? Is it like I'm gonna say it's Alpha?
Sure.
Because that Alpha text to speech. Sorry, voice not recognized. Oh, son of a bitch!
Okay, so we're back up to 4 momentum.
See if you can find a megaphone or something to communicate back that.
Is that just a phone with mega attributes? I use megaphone.
The greatest and worst hero of our age. Unlimited calling.
These kids always on their megaphones. God damn.
Right, well, we'll attempt to find a way to let Sovereign know the building is clear. Ideally, just like yoinking someone's megaphone.
You can absolutely, or you can even dive down the hole if you want to.
Nah, that sounds like a building might fall on her, so let's use a megaphone.
That's fair. So you just kind of go over the edge and start shouting down, like, it's clear.
Yeah, that sounds good. We're probably good down there. Did you not get my call?
I'm kind of busy right now.
I hope you're wearing pants then.
Look, I don't have my Bluetooth earpiece in. Okay, give me a fucking break.
Imagine working in corporate without a Bluetooth earpiece in 2028. Cripes.
As you're having this
all right, get up here, Sovereign.
As you're having this back and forth, 3 people in these sort of silver, if you imagine like a padded silver wetsuit that has a bandolier around the thigh that has 4 blue glowing cylinders attached to it.
That's never good.
And they each have the Wonder Corp symbol on the like the breast pocket area These four individuals come running up, basically, and they're like, "What's the situation on this building here?"
Well, you're just in time to be very late. We've evacuated it, and it's about to collapse.
Okay, so we need to bring it down in a directed manner.
Sure.
Awesome. They start. They each reach and pull like what looks for all the world like a pulse rifle off of their back, and start like coordinating their shots to bring down level by level the top of the building. While you're
Mumbled
still,
to herself, I really hope no one was in the bathroom.
I thought you said it was clear.
I'm pretty sure.
Sovereign, give me a might athletics roll, if you would, please.
All right, let's do it. How long does maxing out last, by the way? Just for the
Maxing
roll?
out itself lasts for a turn.
Okay, so that's 3 successes,
All right.
which is then 9, 10, 12.
Yeah.
It's times your score? Okay.
Yeah, it's the scale difference times 3, I believe. So
Okay.
you're brought down to like one knee as the weight of several of the top floors crashing down on top of it. It's not so much additional weight; it's just the force.
Okay, that's it. I'm going to spend some quantum to balance that out.
Excellent.
For each point equal to their quantum rating. So I'll spend 3 more points of quantum, which raises my scale by 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you are able to retain control of the building as it
Yeah, I'm
is
scale 9 for lifting purposes.
beautiful, as it is brought down in a controlled fashion by these law officers.
Oh shit! Oh, little overconfident there. Little overconfident.
Once
No
they
such thing.
once they are clear, once the building has been brought down safely, the officers turn to Nixie and say, "Thanks for the assist, much appreciated," and start taking off.
Sure.
Sovereign, you climb out from underneath the building. The quake itself seems to have stopped.
Nixie, it's coming from the west. Those figures you saw going to the bridge. Probably them.
What? Those who were responsible for it are these bubble boys.
Bubble boys.
Oh, the weird suited lawmaker. You got building on you. Hang on, gonna like scrape rubble off your shoulder.
Thank you. Thank you. Gotta love the U
They
fiber.
showed up and vaporized
Not
the
a
whole
tear.
building for some bloody reason.
All right, we have to find out where
Controlled
this is.
demolition.
Not very controlled. Damn
Well,
thing
their
fell on
tower
my
seems
foot.
totally fine. Look at that thing up there. Now it's the only tall building in the whole freaking city. Crates. Well, west, you said?
Sorry, I was thinking about leveling the playing field,
Wieners.
so to speak.
Oh, that. Different.
What?
What? So
What?
west, you said?
Yes, west.
You're probably faster than me. I can call a cab?
Need a lift?
Sure, it's hilarious. Let's go.
All right, I'll pick Nixie up and jump it. I can only jump a kilometer at a time, though, so we'll have to make stops.
No, she's gonna do a little wee.
Excellent. You
She absolutely could have just teleported.
I know, she's just lazy. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
you spend 3 quantum in your hops as you leap westward. And on the third leap, you see, kind of as you're coming down, a group of emergency vehicles that seem to be parked in like a state park, in a clearing near a cave mouth.
What do we have here?
Well, that's suspicious. Why don't we go ask them?
Set you down gently.
Dramatic landing. Parkour.
You somehow manage to both do the superhero 3-point landing. Like he lets you go and you do like a flip and you both land.
A little kerplunk.
One of the EMS workers looks over and says, "Oh, great, we got costumes. All right, what can we do for you?"
What can we do for you? What's happening here?
How
Just
can we
held up a
help?
building that was falling down because of something around here.
Something around here. This is a search and rescue operation. It's been, haven't you seen it on the news? It's been going on for 2 days.
Oh, I don't watch TV. It's bad for my skincare routine.
Fair enough. A group of kids, according to their last social media posts, were going spelunking in these caves. They didn't show up back home. Parents called, freaked out. They called the Park Service, so we got a team in there looking for them.
Well, this looks like a job